Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all doing well. As you can see, we're going to be continuing with our new series of Stranded Area Dawn due to Jack dying in our first episode. Now, as you can see, guys, on this episode, we've actually got 5 members. That is correct. We did start with 4, but just before we ended the first episode, Annette found our camp from the fire smoke. So she's actually joined our camp, which means we're a little bit better off than what we started. We've got more people there to help us get things how we want them and hopefully get everything built up. If you're new to the channel, guys, thank you very much for checking the video out. And obviously, if you are returning, then thank you very much for the continued support. If you did see the last episode, I did look at possibly building in this area. And then we looked over here and I was thinking, maybe this might be a better area. I'm still in 2 minds which would be better. But if I'm honest with you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick check and see what it is in regards to growing on the land, because obviously we can see we've got the squash stuff here, and we've also got the corn here as well growing. Not to mention this silicon plant, which I don't think we've actually observed this time around. But it would also mean we're very close to water resources as well. But obviously I want to make sure that we've got the facilities to get what we need. I've just noticed as well there's a lot of cotton over here that we can start looking at. So the only way I'm going to find out if this ground is actually substantial when it comes to growing things on is I just want to see what it's going to give me in regards to growth. So that says 80% when it comes to the corn. The skin cap's not too bothered because we've got a load here anyway. But let's have a look at the glitter caps. Again, 75%. Might get a bit more there, or 100% in this area on the darker green or the brighter green. And then we've also got trees as well. So I was planning on actually building on this area. So let's just see what it's like over here. Again, we've got the squash items as well as the corn. Now, obviously, as you can see, we've got quite a few of the big birds around here, which are vicious, or they have been so far to other animals. Not necessarily to us, because we haven't actually got that close to them. I'm sure we will find out in time. I'm just going to do exactly the same test over here. So again, 80% on the corn. Skin caps, 75%, but again, they're just over there if we need to get any. And then we've got the glitter caps, which are 75%, unless we grew them over here. It seems to be a better land over there when it comes to growing. So there's nothing stopping us. If that is the case, we could easily build on this big open area and build into the trees and have like our little farm area over there just purely for the cotton. Not for the cotton, sorry, for the caps, the mushrooms. And obviously, on top of that, we've got all this area that we can be using for mining and getting the stone as well. And obviously, like I mentioned, we've got plenty of cotton lying around. So, with that in mind, first things first, with Annette just joining us on the last episode, she doesn't actually have a bed. So let's go ahead and give her one, because we don't want her to be tired constantly. Let's just see if we can get that in there. And hope we get that up and running. Now, again, as you can see, Jack is injured from the last episode still. What I'm actually going to do is check in here just to keep an eye on in regards to some of the research points to make sure people are where I want them. Now, we have actually got Quinn on research, but Jack and Rita have also got the same skill set. So, as we've got Jack on the hunting and so on, and the salvaging, I think what we might actually do is put Rita on the research as well. Just double check on this. See, she's the only one who can get plants, and she's the only one, well, decent enough to do harvesting. So if that is the case, let's just take that down to 2. So she does do some research. Jack is our resident hunter. Let's have a quick look. So what have we got him down as number 1? Right, okay, we've got him down as the salvager. Right, let's just have a quick look as well, because we could also be putting on her there for the... In fact, let's put it back on that on 3. Because what we're looking at as well is you can see there in the background, guys, we've got the actual workstation. We need to get that up and running so we've got people actually crafting stuff. So I want to make sure I've got people in the right place. I might actually put Quinn as a 1 on research and crafting. Or we should put him on... I don't know what to do. We'll put him on both and see how we get on. So, right, so let's leave it there. Let's put it back on full speed. Hopefully get everything up and running. We did start looking at getting this built up as well. What I'm going to do before I go any further is make sure we've got plenty of food available to us. Not grain. We've already reached our limit on the soup, so we'll take that off. We're waiting for rations on the emergency one. Why are we cooking emergency rations? I have no idea. But it's probably a good idea because we haven't got any actual grain at the moment. Right, so while we're doing that, Jack is now up and running, and so is Nova. So I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start looking at getting this area set up. So I'm going to get these trees cut down. Let's have a look. Small lizard creature, not bother about them. Cut the grass, cut them, cut all these trees down. They could be getting on with that. Let's just go ahead. I've actually accidentally pressed pause there. Now, I just want to see what we've got in regards to defences. So if we can get the fence up and running prior to them actually getting over here, that'll make things a little bit easier. Because we're not far off from actually getting the building structure. So if I can get that to go right the way through into this area, which we can, I think. I just can't see where I am there. Oh, there we are. If we can get that into that area, at least that way we're going to get some of that green area before it comes to growing the mushrooms. And we'll also be blocking off that wall pathed area there. Now I'm actually going to go for a pretty big area, if I'm honest. Cool. So at least that way we'll have a decent sized land. Obviously we're going to make sure we put some gates in, otherwise we're not getting very far. Let's have a look there. We'll go straight in with that gate as well over here, but we could easily put one in either side. So again, we'll go in, and again, like I say, guys, we can always change these later on. Put one either side, just in case the guys do get attacked and they need to get into the base quick. I think that went in. I can't tell for definite. It did, right on that tree. Right, so let's just go over and see if that was actually the table getting unlocked. It was, brilliant. So with that in mind, then we can go ahead and start getting some weapons made. I'm going to get 5, just because we've got 5 members until we've got back up. And I just want to have a quick look as well to see what we've got in here, in case we've got anything that needs to be repaired. I'm going to ungroup them all so I can see what's going on. So everything seems to be okay at the moment. Good thing is Annette's got a bed now as well, and we're actually getting some research done. And what is he actually researching at the moment? Construction. Brilliant. Just what we need. Now, obviously, guys, we've got these birds nearby. I don't know if they're going to attack. They're attacking other animals. But if we can keep them nearby, then they might help us when it comes to defences later on. If we need to take anything out. No, that's not going to take any of them. Right, let's just have a quick check. We still haven't observed these fully, so let's get them observed as well. And we've got 4 days worth of food supplies. Now, my biggest concern at this moment in time, guys, is if we get someone coming in here to start building this stuff, are these birds going to attack? And I'm sure we're going to find out. So far, nothing's happened. And hopefully, once Jack has reawoke, then we can start getting these fences built. And as you can see, guys, some of the fence is actually started to get built there. The purple areas confirm that. There's another bit over there getting built. It's a bit bizarre how it's all a bit random. But let's let that run through. Give it a bit of a chance to catch up. And then hopefully we'll be back very shortly with hopefully an actual fence. So we'll have some defences. The reason why I've gone for these fences, by the way, guys, is these have actually got a protection of 10 rather than the little ones only got a protection of, I believe it was 4. Right, guys, as it happens, we are back a lot earlier than I thought, and that's partly because we've just got the construction unlocked, which means we can start looking at planning out the actual base. Now, what you will see is, straight away, I've removed this gate, because this has got the more fertile area when it comes for the mushroom caps and so on. I'm probably going to build the main building across here, or even across here, for that matter. So obviously I don't want to have a gate right up the side of it if we can help it. Now one thing we are going to have to worry about as well is we're going to have to make sure that this nest goes, because we don't want them respawning in here all the time. We are going to leave the one here, and hopefully they'll help us when it comes to fighting off any other critters in the future, especially those beetles, because they can be quite vicious, especially when there's a group of them. Not to mention if we ever get another encounter with the big scorpions, which we have got somewhere around here. I have seen them. It's just so they don't mess things up. We're going to go for wood, because the wood and the concrete have got exactly the same integrity of 100. And at the moment, I believe, from what I can see anyway, that wood seems to be the easiest resource to get hold of. So let's just spin this one round. If I don't know how big we can make this. That's not as big as I'd like it to be. That's actually quite small, if I'm quite honest. So if that's the case, we end up making 2 buildings adjoining. So if we go and then down like so. And the good thing is, guys, if you can remember, compared to the first episode, we had like a large incline on the building, so there's a lot of wood getting wasted just on the foundations alone. Whereas at least this way, it's a lot more flatter, the area. So we've got a base going across here, and if you click this little house button at the top corner, guys, you'll actually see what it looks like with the roof on. And then I think what we'll actually do is look at building off the edge of this, coming across this way, like a kitchen area. So this is like the main build. But obviously the one thing we need to make sure we do first of all is get the actual the main defense walls in. And I want to go ahead and get that this broken down. That might start a fight with the animals, I don't know. And we've got a couple of food rotting. Yeah, they beat the absolute living daylight out of everything. Butcher that, because we need some food. And we're just going to go up here. I'm just going to keep an eye on what's going on at the moment in regards to research. So we're 24% of the construction. So let's go into here. So after the space, ideally, what we want to look at doing is getting a tailor table done, which is 12 hours, the electric, and probably a distillery, just so that we can do the... In fact, no, that'll do. I was actually thinking originally there for medication, but I think we just need the barrels for the medication. Right, so Nova. Oh shit! Don't be attacking that. They might come back and attack you. That's because she hit the bed, so that was my fault, not theirs. Let's see what happens here, because they might go for her here. Yeah, thought they might. Come on, Jack. Get in. You've got the better gun, I think. That pulse gun is absolutely useless. Yeah, his gun's much better. So I was about to say there, guys, the birds wouldn't have attacked. It was only because Nova went over to the actual bed to break the bed down while they were in it. So that was actually my fault. But at the same time, it's a bit of me. We could deal with having. Obviously, Nova's going to have to go and get repaired now because she'll be injured. I just hope she's not physical. She's got a day and 19 hours to get repaired. Hopefully, it'll be quick. I'm going to go ahead and put some more torches down. Right, guys, so while we've been away there, I've just gone ahead and I've put Quinn and Jack both on the actual construction just to make things that little bit quicker. And I've also put a little storage facility over here because we are running short on storage, as you can see here. Not only that, every member of the actual camp has now got a weapon of some sort now, which is all good. And we can now concentrate on complete spaceship deconstruction as well now. Which means we could take the whole thing down. So if that is the case, let's go ahead and we can get that one put back on. Because we've got quite a lot we could be doing. Quite a few things that can be salvaged now and hopefully get a lot more resources from it. The one thing we haven't looked at so far, guys, is this stuff here, which is the tube plant. So we'll get that observed as well. I'm going to get that put on salvage as well, just while we're at it. And see how that goes on. Luckily, Nova is no longer in any pain. She's been fully healed. I have found a cure for the sleep parasite. I will heal all of its victims. It will heal all of its victims at once and get rid of their fatigue and drowsiness. So it looks like Annette's found us a different cure, which will hopefully make guys sleep a lot better moving forward, at least. And hopefully, guys, once we've got the fencing and we start getting the main building done, then we can start looking at transporting some of the stuff over, such as the beds and so on, and getting everything set up and split up as we go on. Right then, guys, as you can see now, things have picked up a little bit better. All our fences now being put into the defences around, just as good as it is, because as you can see, we're getting a lot more attention from the wildlife. So we've got the big bed bugs hanging around. He looks like he's about to blow. And we've got these things around as well as these grasshopper things, or praying mantis. I don't know what they are, to be quite honest with you. So far, though, not one of them have attacked us, which is a good thing. However, just on the off chance it does happen, I have put a couple of these turrets around the base. And as you know so far, only two... Oh, have I just seen something fall from the sky there? Only two of our actual members have actually got distant weapons. The rest of them have got spears. At least that way they can get somewhere high, while the other two take them out if need be. So the plan next, looking at this, is we'll get this up and running. What I've done here as well, guys, is I've put like a... Oops, come off the screen there. We've got the actual walkway in, so if they did get chased into a building, they've got some sort of protection. I don't know if that's a thing in the game. I'm not totally sure, but, you know, build in advance. Got the two separate rooms segregated off with some windows put in now, just to show you what it looks like with the roof on. It's getting there, slowly but surely. Obviously, we will be putting some windows in here at some point, but I won't be doing any of that until we've actually got the rest of the building put in. The reason why I put this door here as well is because I did say I was looking at putting another building off the side of this, but I don't want to put it in just yet because it might stop them from actually building this and finishing this section off. As it happens, we've just got refrigeration unlocked. We're now doing the electric smelter, which is going pretty quick, so I'm hoping we get solar panels shortly. And at least that way we can start getting the batteries and everything set up. Because it's okay having the solar panels, but if we haven't got the actual batteries, we can't really store the energy that we've got. So hopefully that's about to finish off any time now. Now that this room is actually finished here, I'm actually going to start getting the girls' beds moved over to this area. So with that in mind, let's just go straight up to the top here. So there we are, guys. There is the building. The only thing we've got to build now is the 2 doors. We've actually got a roof over our head. Obviously, we've still got a couple of walls to do inside, but at least it's a lot better in here. The guys had a bit of a meltdown and tried to hide. And what I've actually done is, because the beds were taking so long to make, I've just told them to bring their existing beds over to this area. And let's just go ahead and put some stuff in to help keep them a little bit more productive. Give them some bit more to do. We'll put the dartboard up. And possibly we need to get the punch bag as well eventually. So we've got the new insect nest, guys, and as you can see, it is the actual scorpions, which is what I didn't want to see just yet. I'm not even too sure how close they are to us. So yeah, guys, this has been a bit of a higgledy-pickledy episode because I really didn't want you to sit around and wait for me to build this base. But as you can see, it is coming along, and it looks as though they're starting to put the actual beds in, which they are, which means we can start looking at moving things over here. Once we've got the other 2 beds over, it's going to be a matter of getting things moved over as well. In fact, we're going to cancel that table altogether. Let's see what we've got actually crafted at the moment. We've got nothing getting crafted. We can get this moved as it happens. I didn't realise we could just move them over, which is actually probably a good thing. So for the time being, I'm just going to get these moved over into the building. In fact, we could probably put these outside for now. Just so that we've got them over here. Same goes for the research tables and so on. And then we can start getting a lot of this stuff over here dismantled. So guys, just as you can see there, I've put the other part on now. The little smaller part. This is just going to be this literally a kitchen area with storage for food and so on. And the reason why I've done it so small is because actually, I don't know if you can see this, there's a slight lip in the ground there. And if I put it across this, it means this floor will go higher. It won't be in line with the floor. So I don't mind it being too small. We'll still be able to do what we want to do with it. We're just going to go ahead and put the door in on this corner. Like so. And at least that way we'll actually have food in this area. If that's the case, I'm just going to take this out altogether now. I think what we'll do, guys, we've actually got quite far, considering this is only the episode 2 of the new season. Now that we've actually started at the start again. Things are coming together. We've definitely got an area now which is a bit more protected with a fence around it. And we're starting to get an actual base built. But like I said, guys, if you are new to the channel, thank you very much for checking the videos out. Don't forget to check out some of the other content we've got available. We've got our Planet Crafter series, as well as our World of Warcraft series. And we've also got, there's another one, I'm sure. Oh, Land of the Vikings. So by all means, check them out, guys. If you do like your city builders, your survival games, as well as your simulators, then do stick around, press subscribe, and turn on notifications so you get notified when the next video goes live. And not to mention, in the new year, I'm hoping to go back to live streaming on a regular basis. But on that note, guys, take care, and I shall see you all in the next video. Ciao for now.